Okay, so iPad Pro, let's talk about it. You might already know if you saw the prior video, I already did a review on this case. This is the UAG Urban Armor Gear iPad Pro 11-inch case in black. I love it. But let's get into the actual iPad Pro. A lot of people will say, well, what do you need the iPad Pro for? Is it going to replace a laptop? For me, the answer is no. It's not going to replace my laptop. I don't expect it to replace my laptop. But on the side note, the only thing that the laptop that I really do on that would be if I was going to type a long document, a paper, you know, that's the only thing I really use the laptop for, is for typing long documents, doing major Excel spreadsheet work. Not saying it can't be done on the iPad. For me, it's just easier to do on a laptop or regular computer. Now I have a desktop that I use a lot. I spend a lot of time up in front of my computer using the desktop and everything like that. So for me, the laptop could be replaced because I'm not going to be necessarily typing a long paper on the laptop. I'm probably going to come up here to my room, to the man cave, and I'm going to type my paper or Excel sheets or whatever I'm doing on this actual desktop over here. So I have a laptop that is downstairs that I keep by the TV. It's a 2017 MacBook Air. That's what I use sometimes when I'm sitting down there, but I found myself actually haven't used it in 2 weeks since I got the iPad Pro. So what does that mean? Well, it means if you're using basic things that you're going to use your computer for, most of the time you're going to be browsing. You may be shopping on Amazon, looking for clothes, reading news articles. This does it for me, and it does it better. It's more fun. I love this device. Now, with that being said, let me grab what I was using. This is my prior iPad right here, okay? This is the STM case for the 6th Gen iPad and the reason I loved it, it came with a pencil holder. So you have the iPad holds the iPad and has the pencil holder down here. So, come say hi to everybody. Say hi. So, this is what I used before. You can kind of see them here setting in comparison. Like I said, I normally set this one up like this. They roughly take up the same size. I like this UAG case a lot better. This one held the pencil at the time I got it. It was from the Apple store. I liked it. I feel like this one case is a little more rugged. It would last a little bit longer. But now, did I need to replace my 6th Gen 1 my 6th Gen iPad with the Gen 1 Apple Pencil with an iPad Pro with the Gen 2 Apple Pencil? And I will tell you that's a decision that you're going to have to make. The question is, should you replace your 6th Gen iPad with the iPad Pro? Well, depends on what you're going to use it for. So what I'm thinking in my mind is, one, I love Apple products. I wanted an iPad Pro, so I went and got the iPad Pro. I'm extremely happy with the iPad Pro. But for the price, should you just get this iPad right here, the 6th Gen iPad with the Gen 1 Apple Pencil? I say yes. If what you're going to use it for is just light media consumption and that's it, then yeah, that's really all you need. Now, hey, if you want to buy the iPad Pro, buy the iPad Pro. Don't not buy the iPad Pro because you don't think you need it. If you want to spend the money on it, you work hard and you know every single day, and you have the money and you want to go buy the iPad Pro, buy the iPad Pro. Don't get this, because if you get this and then you're like, oh, I really wish I would have got that, you're gonna have buyer's remorse on this and then be trying to sell it and everything else. So this is what you really want, buy it. But you really probably don't need it. Now, I do some minor video editing that this iPad here could do. I like the screen better. I like everything about this iPad better. I'm happy with my purchase. I'm glad I made this decision. Using Notability and everything else, there's a little more screen real estate. That's what mainly this iPad outside of anything else that I do is I take notes. I always write down ideas. I keep track of a lot of different things, and I use Notability to do that. So Notability is huge for me. I use Notability on this iPad, and I also use it on my new iPad Pro. But the iPad Pro, the Face ID is amazing. And what you don't realize is when you have this older gen iPad, like I did, you know, when you're getting ready to log into a program or you're getting ready to do something, you had to go and either type it in or, you know, put your fingerprint on it. But when you're holding the iPad, you had to readjust. Well, here, I do what I need to do. It recognizes my face and it logs me in whatever program I need. It does my Apple Pay. It's amazing how fast it is. A lot faster, in my opinion, than what it is on the XS Max. And it does it in a horizontal mode. So I'm happier with this iPad. I don't regret buying this 6th gen iPad. I think this was a great iPad. I still think this is a great iPad. I think this is a great item. If you want to have that functionality, then buy it. Now, the only other thing I will caution on these 6th gen iPads is they come in 32 and 128. Now, the 32 for me is just, it's too small. I got the 256 gig iPad Pro 11 inch. Now, I probably would have got 128 gig if they had it, but it wasn't an option. On my 6 gig, I did go 128. So it depends on what you want to do. I love photo editing, video editing, and everything else. So what happens is you can store all these photos and everything to the cloud, but you know, it takes that time to download everything, especially if you're going to go in and edit a movie. It's going to download everything. I want my pictures and my movies and everything, videos that I create on the iPad. I just transfer them into iMovie, and I edit my videos. Now, LumaFusion is something I'm looking at. I haven't purchased it yet to operate off the iPad, but that's probably going to happen here very shortly. And I'm going to mess around with LumaFusion and see if I like it. But I don't think 32 gigs is big enough. If it's only a media consumption device, if the only reason that you're purchasing this iPad is to go online, do some shopping, read a couple articles, watch Netflix and Hulu, and that's it. And listen to Apple Music. The same thing, if you don't download the music to it anymore and you subscribe to Apple Music, then it doesn't take up any space neither. But then there's the issue of, depending on where you already have connectivity, so forth and so on. 32 gigs would probably be fine. If you're going to use it for any type of storage files, you want all your stuff on it, you need at least, in my opinion, 128 for a device like this. You could probably get away with the iPad Pro 64 gig if you don't have that much. But any type of photo, video editing, if you plan on doing that, in my opinion, you need to go with the 256, not the 64 gig for the iPad Pro. And if you're going to buy the 6th gen, go with the 128. So that's kind of just my little quick, rant about them, why I purchased it, why this iPad 6th gen. I like it. I think it's a great iPad. I have no issues with it, no bitches on it at all. But I wanted the new one. I'm happy with it. I think it's a better product. It is more expensive, but I get a lot more use out of it. I used to use this iPad just on the go, and now I find myself using my iPad instead of my MacBook Air. And that's huge for me. I don't feel like, I'm losing anything with my 6-inch iPad Pro sitting in the living room. I got some TV on. I'm reading my, TechCrunch, whatever I'm doing that I used to do on my computer. I'm now doing on my iPad Pro. And when I go out, I still bring my iPad Pro with me just about everywhere I go. And, I can do so much more on it. It's so much faster. So if you're debating between the iPad Pro and the 6th gen iPad, that's my comparison. I don't think that the lag of the pencil or anything is going to make any difference. And if you're a professional pro creator, you're going to go with the iPad Pro. You are. It's not going to be an issue. It's not even going to be something that you're debating on. But if you're an average user, this 1st gen Apple Pencil, 6th gen iPad Pro, there's no problem with it. So if you only want to go spend, $400 or $500 depending on cases and everything else, then do it. Don't think that you have to get this iPad Pro if you want to be able to take notes. If you want to be able to get that Apple Pencil compatibility, this is fine. But if you want the best of the best that's out right now, the iPad Pro is the way to go. And obviously, in my personal opinion, the only tablet that you should even look at on the market is an iPad. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content, please stick around, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you're notified next time I upload. Thanks.